This is TWiT.
As we were all getting ready for Christmas on Earth here on Christmas Eve, NASA's Parker Solar Probe made the closest ever and fastest
and hottest
whip by the sun. It flew within about 3.8 million miles of the sun. We're 93 million miles from the sun, if memory serves. So, that's the closest that we've ever get. It's the closest that any human-made object has gotten to the sun, and it's the closest that Parker Solar Probe is going to get. It was its 22nd flyby, and it was kind of like one of those. What does JPL like to call them? Like the 7 minutes of terror type things, except this was like over a week and a half, because on December 20th, 4 days before this flyby, Parker Solar Probe went into like an automated mode. It sent a ping back to Mission Control, which is over at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory in Laurel, Maryland. And it says, all right, I'm starting my approach, my trench run, if this was Star Wars. Oh, wow, that's really apt, right? Because it's a star, right? It's the sun. You see, are you picking up what I'm putting down there, Rod? Right. Anyway, so
I'm sorry, I was taking a little nap, but pray continue.
So it accelerated up to 430,000 miles an hour, which is absolutely crazy. And it did this not just in this flyby, but over the course of 7 different flybys of Venus, and then the other 21 like ever closer approaches that it made over the last years. I think it launched in 2018, so it's been quite some time to make this journey. And the really interesting thing is that, like you said, it got hot. 1800 degrees is what they were expecting to see at this point as it flew through the sun's corona. It's the hottest bit of the sun. So it's flying through the atmosphere. They call it kissing the sun or touching the sun, essentially. And it has this really thick heat shield on the front that's super advanced in a way that all of the instruments, a 110-pound package behind that heat shield, is kept at room temperature. So it's as comfortable as, I don't know, like how you run your house, Rod. So it's
cold.
About 60,
cold like my heart.
5 degrees. It's about 65 degrees here. I don't know if it was like that cool because we run a cold house, but it survived, and they didn't find out if it did. It was all automated. They had a lot of confidence because of how the spacecraft has performed to date, but they didn't hear anything until December 27th, when at midnight it sent like a beacon home, like boop, which means, hey, I'm still here. That's literally all they got. But they were like, hey,
tones.
This is great. Our spacecraft is beeping. And then just actually yesterday, they got all the telemetry down. So they got the download that says, this is how fast I'm at. This is where I'm where I am right now. I'm on track for 2 more flybys at the same distance and speed, and whatnot. And now the long process of getting all of that data that it collected from the flyby is going to begin. They don't expect to start getting it until like the end of the month of January, as we're recording this, 2025. But a smashing success for something that we've never done before.
And at its top flyby speed of 430 miles per hour, if it took a straight line home, which it wouldn't, because it would take a long chunk of a spiral, but if it did, it would reach Earth in 9 days at that speed.
9 days? That's great.
How about that, huh? I even had my calculations checked by a real honest-to-God engineer. I'm still a little curious, and I meant to see if I could look it up, but I ran out of time. But being that it dipped into the corona, correct?
Yes.
Corona photosphere. Corona.
Well, yeah, the outer layer.
Yeah. I mean, that region, I'm trying to remember my solar regions, because the sun's really weird. It's got these areas that are hot and then cool and then really hot. And I thought the area it was going had hot ambience beyond just the solar radiation part, which means that the instrument package behind that shield would still be exposed to fairly high temperatures, but apparently not.
They were hoping that the speed that they went through would kind of counteract that, because you are right. The corona actually is really weird, and this is one of the mysteries they were hoping that this mission is going to uncover. It's hard for me to take myself seriously with the hat while we're talking about the news. I'm going to take it off.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip, be sure to check out This Week in Space. You can find us on your favorite podcast app or see the link in the description below. See you there.